The rain over Oakhaven didn't wash things clean, it just made the grime slicker. I stood on the precipice of the clock tower, the wind whipping my drenched velvet coat against my legs. I clutched the leather satchel to my chest, its contents far more volatile than my own beating heart. End of the line, Elara. The voice was smooth, like whiskey poured over gravel. Silas, of course it was Silas. I turned slowly, the heels of my boots slipping on the slate. Two figures emerged from the shadows. Silas stood leaning against a gargoyle, daggers drawn but held loosely, his jade eyes cold tonight. And beside him, filling the space like a storm cloud made flesh, was Kaelen. He didn't need a weapon. The bare hands crackling with suppressed pyromancy were promise enough. He was a wall of muscle and scars, all hard lines and raw power that my body registered long before my mind did. "You too are persistent," I shouted over the thunder. "I thought I lost you in the market district." "You almost did," Silas called back, "but Kaelen here has a nose for trouble, and you, darling, smell like a catastrophe dipped in expensive perfume." Kaelen grunted, stepping forward. His voice was a low rumble that vibrated through the stone and up into the soles of my feet. "Hand it over, Elara. The obsidian egg is unstable." I tightened my grip on the satchel. A void dragon egg, the last of its kind, my only ticket to freedom. "I can't do that, big guy. I have a buyer." "Your buyer is dead," Silas said, his tone losing its playfulness. "The guild turned on you. We're the only way out." I hesitated. Kaelen saw it. He took another step, the heat radiating from him causing raindrops to hiss into steam before they even touched his armor. It was a heat that called to the cold in my bones. He reached into his coat and pulled out a canvas-wrapped object. "Look, nobody wants this," Silas said, gesturing between us. "You give me that egg, I'll give you this one, and everyone goes home without an omelet." I stared at the bundle. "What is it?" "A decoy," Silas smirked, "filled with Kaelen's alchemical fire. Give us the void egg, you take this. By the time the guild realizes it's a fake, you'll be 3 cities away and they'll be, well, on fire." It was too good an offer, especially coming from the king's own hunter mages, but as I looked at Kaelen, at the strange, tortured desperation in his dark eyes, I felt that pull again. A deep, resonant thrum in my gut that had been there since we first crossed paths. It wasn't just fear, it was awareness. "Why help me?" I asked, my voice softer. "Because," Kaelen growled, the fire in his hands dying to an ember, "that egg is reacting to you. I can feel the resonance. If it breaks, this whole city turns to dust." I looked down. The leather of my satchel was hot against my skin, a violet light pulsing through the seams. It was searing me. I hadn't even noticed. "Fine," I whispered. I reached out. Silas tossed the decoy. As it arced through the air, I threw the satchel toward Kaelen. But a sudden, unnatural gale slammed into the tower. The decoy hit my chest, knocking the wind out of me. The satchel fell short. "No," Kaelen roared, lunging. He caught the strap with his fingertips just as it went over the edge, but his momentum on the slick tiles was too great. He went over. "Kaelen!" Silas screamed, diving after him. I didn't think. That cursed magnetic pull took over. I dropped the decoy and lunged, my fingers closing around the hard leather of Silas's boot as he grabbed Kaelen's arm. We formed a terrifying human chain, dangling over the abyss, the weight of 2 grown men tearing at my shoulder. "I can't hold on," I gritted out, my boots sliding on the wet stone. The void egg in Kaelen's hand pulsed, a shockwave of pure, silent force. The gargoyle Silas was anchored to shattered. We fell.
Want to keep the flame ignited without having to wait for the next part? You can find the full, tantalizing tale on our main page. See the link in the description.